So before I start showing off my manga collection, I do want to say that it has nearly been 2 years since I've been collecting manga. And I know it's not the biggest collection, but it is a collection I do want to show off because, well, I do talk about manga on this channel. And in the nearly 2 years of having this channel, I realized I've never done an actual manga tour or manga collection tour. I mean, I've done a manga reorganization video, but never a tour. So yes, now that it's still kind of in the beginning of 2024, I do want to show off my manga collection now, and then maybe see how it looks like at the end of this year. And one more thing, I do want to say that I'll be showing off a little bit of comics as well, but the majority of my collection is manga. So yeah, without wasting any more time, here's what I got. And to start this off, let's start off with the manga you probably saw right behind me, and that'll be Berserk Deluxe Volumes 1 through 14. So yeah, I got kind of this Berserk shrine going on right here. Although I do want to add some Berserk figures here, maybe in the future. I think that would look really nice. And also just want to say that this is actually kind of shared between me and my brothers, except I own the majority of Berserk mangas, that's why they're in my room. Which reminds me, these aren't the only ones that are kind of shared between me and my brothers. As for the other manga that are shared between us, let's go to their room real quick. So there isn't that much to show here in my brother's room, but to start it off, it will be all of the Soul Eater volumes 1 through 25. And it was a little confusing because this is actually volume 3 because that's the volume my brother is currently on, and volume 25 is right here, but all the other Soul Eater volumes actually fit perfectly onto their desk here. It's really cool. And when we found out it fits all volumes but 2, we ended up putting these acrylic stands up here along with my DVD up here. And you know what? I think it looks really, really cool. So obviously this one's gonna stay in their room just because this one fits so perfectly right here. And you're probably wondering why we opted for the single volumes and not the perfect editions. Well, you see, when we started collecting Soul Eater, the perfect editions weren't fully out, although I don't even know if it's fully released yet, like every single volume. But we wanted to read Soul Eater, so we opted for the single volumes. And you know what? I finished this over a year ago, so I'm way overdue on making a what the anime didn't show us video. So expect that kind of soon. Next is actually shared between only me and one of my other brothers, and that is Vinland Saga. And as you can see, we finished season 2 and we couldn't wait for season 3, so we just ended up buying it. This one is right here because that's the one my brother's currently on. And if you notice, volume 11 isn't here because that one is in my room because that is the volume I am on. And this next one is actually a sneak peek to my next video, which is a manga haul, and they're actually comics. And it is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yeah, if you didn't know, the comics actually continue off after the show. And of course we opted for the library editions from Dark Horse, but more about this another time. And I feel like I've shown this quite a bit, but here's what I will call my brother's One Piece shrine. Yeah, we decided all 3 box sets would fit better in here rather than my room because there's hardly any room in my room to keep these. And you know what, I do think it is better in here, especially since they have more One Piece figures than me, and with this wall scroll, that's technically mine. But you know, paired with this, I think it looks great. Aside from the reflection in the back. And speaking of One Piece shrines, here is mine. And as you can see, I have One Piece box set 4 in my room, along with my figures. And you know, looking at this, I kind of realized I actually have more One Piece figures than my brothers. And yeah, I just have these stored on top of my rolling paint storage that I have, which is to the left of where I do my Pokemon card openings. And where I do my Pokemon card openings is where I keep more of my manga. And now for my second bookcase, where I keep all of my deluxe editions and my comics at. Well, except for these right here, because these are the 86 light novels. And let's see what I got in here. I got 6, 5, this one should be 4. Yeah, I have these in there because they don't quite fit on the other bookcase I'm going to show you after this one. And another smaller one I have, it's actually my brother's. I'm borrowing it because I still need to read it. And it's Demon Slayer, Series of Water and Flame. No, wait, I'm sorry. Stories of Water and Flame. And right next to that, because I still need to do some reorganizing to fit everything, I have Knights of Sidonia 4 and 5, 1 and 2. And then I just realized I had 3 right behind me because this is the one I'm currently reading right now. I usually have that one propped up on a acrylic stand. Yeah, honestly, if you were to ask me what I prefer, Blam or Knights of Sidonia, honestly, so far, Knights of Sidonia. But yes, going on to this, we also have Blam, also by Tsutomu Nihei, and right next to that, Akira volumes 1 through 6, and the art book. And these I got from the box set. And the box set I got for $112 at Target. And I'll always say this, keep an eye out for box sets at Target. They usually have great deals, especially around Black Friday. And now for the comics and one manga. And I like how you could see my One Piece Gunpla in the background. But yeah, starting from left to right, here we have my Hellboy Library Edition Volume 1. My Watchmen Deluxe, V for Vendetta Deluxe, and my Ghost in the Shell full complete collection. So it would be volumes 1, 1.5, and 2. And then we got some Batman comics. So I don't know if there's actually a reading order, but from everything that I've researched, the reading order is kind of Batman Year 1, Batman The Long Halloween, Dark Victory, Haunted Night, and then Catwoman When in Rome. And this one I have in the deluxe version. Then this one, not necessarily after it, but this one was a gift from my sister because she didn't want it anymore. And it's Batman The Killing Joke. And right next to that one, we have the Spawn trade paperbacks. And now there's multiple ways to collect Spawn, but I opted for the trade paperbacks. Because with Spawn, there's different ways to collect it. There's the regular comics, trade paperbacks, the hardcovers, the deluxe, and then the compendiums, and I think that's all of them. But honestly, for looks wise, I ended up on the trade paperbacks, mainly because the hardcovers are super hard to find. And you know what, I love cover art, and when I get the trade paperbacks, I just end up with more cover art, so it's kind of a win-win, and it's still a great price. Honestly, Spawn comics are one of the most affordable comics, so if you want to start a really long comic series, I recommend Spawn. And then right here we have another comic, but done by a mangaka. That would be Tsutomu Neihei, who also did Blam and Knights of Sidonia. Yep, he got to do a Wolverine comic, Snicked, which is the noise his claws make when they retract. And then right next to Wolverine, we have just a bunch of comics I got from my local comic shop. The Warning and Underwinter. I have yet to read them, so I don't know if they're good or not, but like I said, it's from my local comic shop. Just wanted to support them and pick up a new comic that I haven't read or heard about. And now for the final place where I keep all my manga, and that will be my floating, or rather hanging, bookcase. And starting at the top left, it will be my volumes of Gundam Thunderbolt 1 through 16. Well, except for Volume 4. Volume 4 I cannot find anywhere. It's been out of stock for well over a year now. And you're probably thinking why I have other volumes after 4 if I don't even have 4. Well, that's because the majority of these were gifts, so that's the main reason why I have it. But I definitely still am always on the hunt for 4. So if you know where I can get Gundam Thunderbolt Volume 4, please let me know. And also, if you want to start reading Gundam Thunderbolt, if you can get 4, that is, just know that you don't need to know anything else about Gundam, because you can read this and not really need to know anything else about Gundam. And also note that this is the only seinen Gundam series in the franchise. And moving on the right, we got a single volume of Smokin' Parade and Colorless. Now, the reason I have volume 10 is because when me and my brother were buying manga, there was kind of a mix-up and we ended up putting 10 onto there, except for 1. Yeah, we don't know how that happened. But regardless, because I still have to collect the rest of Smokin' Parade anyways, and other than that, I won't be starting it for a while because I just still have so much more manga to read. And moving to the right is just a Pokemon product. You see this whole middle shelf is Pokemon products because if you look at the rest of my channel, I do Pokemon content as well. And now for the right corner, we got Opossums by Tsutomu Neihei. Yeah, this one I remember getting a really good deal. I think I got each volume for $7.77 each. Except for volume 9, that one was out of stock at the time, so I didn't get the sale on that. Unfortunate, but I will be reading this after I read Knights of Sidonia by Tsutomu Neihei as well. And here is where I have an 86 light novel. As you saw earlier, I have the other ones, but they don't really fit or look well on this bookcase just yet. So when I reorganize, I'll see if I can put them back up on the bookcase. And right next to 86 is Homunculus Omnibus Volumes 1 and 2 by 7 Seas. Yeah, this one was on sale, so I ended up buying it. So I will be reading this eventually. And on the right of that are all Makoto Yukimura books. You know, the creator of Vinland Saga. And here's the volume 11 I was talking about earlier. So yeah, this is the volume that I'm currently on for Vinland Saga. And let me tell you, it's been a struggle not reading it because I do want to catch up and finish it, but I have to hold myself back because I'm the type of person that doesn't like to catch up fully, because then I'll have to wait even longer for the next thing to come out. So before I read this again, I'll probably end up starting Planet Test first. And now on the next shelves are just my Yu Yu Hakusho DVDs. I do have all 4 stacked up behind there. And then here's my Yusuke figure, along holding a guitar, or bass rather, that my friend gave me. I know, it's kind of cool. He said if I could fit into one of my figures that I should. And you know what? I fit on Yusuke. And right next to that are 2 Pokeball tins and a Pokemon deck box. The deck box was a gift and it's really cool. So I do have some kind of special cards in there. And right next to that are 2 Fullmetal Alchemist DVDs and Riza Hawkeye. Love that figure. It's really cool to me. Super simple, but so nice. And moving down one more shelf, we have another Pokemon card product. But to the left of that, it will be one of my favorite childhood mangas, or anime I should say, and that would be Mare. All the volumes 1 through 15. And this one I had to find on eBay. And the most tilting thing about this is if you look at the tops right here, that right there. That's a little annoying, but at least I have the whole thing. And what's funnier than this is that you can now read this for free on, well, not free, but if you have a Shonen Jump subscription, you can read this on the Viz side of that. But like I said, this is one of my favorite childhood mangas, so I had to own it. So this is very nostalgic for me. And on the left of that is the DVD, which is a funny thing because I believe it was made in China, so someone in China translated the Japanese into English for the subtitles, and it's a little weird. I see little discrepancies and it's kind of funny, but you know, at least I get to watch the whole thing whenever I want. And moving on, we got Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Volume 1, and we got Ghost in the Shell The Human Algorithm Volume 2. Yeah, these two honestly were just, I needed some filler manga to get the free shipping, so I ended up getting these two. And moving to the other side, we got Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service 1 and 5. Yeah, Volume 5 was another thing I needed to fill up my cart to get the free shipping. That was on in-stock trades, so this one was a really good deal. While Volume 1 I got on Crunchyroll. So I still need obviously 2 through 4. And next to that is Deadman Wonderland 1 through 13. Yeah, I remember seeing the anime long time ago and just thinking something's not right, something's missing. And looking at the volumes, there definitely is something missing, so eventually I'll read and understand what is missing. And going down here, it is Tokyo Ghoul. That's actually from the box set. And I keep it on this thing here that I got from Daiso. Kind of like a floating bookcase thing for your manga or books. I think it's kind of cool, especially for space-wise. And let's say it's like the manga you're currently on, you could just put it on there, pick it off. But, you know, I have Volume 14 showing because I have finished it. And now moving on to the left, and that will be Blade of the Immortal Volumes 1 through 10. And that will be the omnibus editions. And yeah, you're probably wondering why I opted for the omnibuses aside from the deluxe versions. And it's kind of simple. I think the omnibuses just look cooler. I mean, just look at it. I just love how the spines look. And not only that, for storage reasons, they fit here. Like, I can't fit any deluxe editions onto this bookcase. And as you saw earlier from where I keep my deluxe editions, not that much room. And you know, that would be 10 deluxe editions right there. So yeah, that's why I opted for the omnibus editions. And you know what? I still love it. And this is honestly still one of my favorite mangas of all time. So if you want to read Blade of the Immortal, I definitely recommend it, especially if you're into like seinen, samurai, and kind of fantasy stuff. It's kind of hard to explain that part, but yeah, definitely recommend Blade of the Immortal. And a little weird to separate it, but let me go over real quick. This is Goodbye Eri by Tatsuki Fujimoto. And yeah, I said I don't really like collecting stuff I could read on the Shonen Jump app, but you know, I love Goodbye Eri so much that I had to get it, especially since I want people in my life to read Goodbye Eri, and they don't like reading stuff online, so now they have no excuse when I give them this and say, hey, read it. It's just a one shot, check it out. And you know, it's just such a good cover. So yeah, if you haven't read Goodbye Eri, I definitely recommend it, especially if you like Chainsaw Man, Look Back, or any other Tatsuki Fujimoto manga. I love Goodbye Eri, so please check it out. And moving on from the same creator, Blade of the Immortal, and that would be Wave Listen to Me. Yeah, I definitely had to get this one, especially after reading Blade of the Immortal, because how do you go from badass samurai guy to girl who does a radio show. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't read it yet, but I definitely have to check it out. And now for my last manga, and that will be Gangsta. Gangsta volumes 1 through 8. And yeah, when I bought this one, I didn't know it was on hiatus. So that's gonna be a little awkward when I read it and there's nothing else to read after. But, you know, I'm still gonna read volumes 1 through 8. Just because I know when the manga came out, when the anime came out, everyone was recommending that I watch it. And, you know, the studio shut down, so I never got around to watching it. And when I decided to start collecting manga, I figured, why not just read it? So yeah, I'm still gonna read the manga. And then after reading volumes 1 through 8, I think I'll check out the anime still. And there you have it. Those are all the manga that I currently own. Well, aside from the ones that I have to show in next week's manga haul video. So stay tuned for that. And after that manga haul video, I do plan on doing another manga reorganization video. But yeah, other than that, if there's any manga series that you think I should add to my collection, let me know in the comments. And yeah, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and see you next time.